let's check out my orc army. I've painted up just around 1,000 points of um, orcs and goblins. So, do we want medieval style fortress sieges or ancient world style city sieges? We want both for an upcoming expansion. Okay, so this here is my roughly 1,000 points of greenskins that I've painted in an Tolkien-esque style. So, and depending on so at the moment, I think they're all orcs because they are worth more points. But there is a small unit of 10 archers. It's a mix of Lord of the Rings miniatures and North Star orcs. I've been using some bits from the bitbox, like let's see if we can get it sharp here. Ah, but that guy there, he has an Ungor bow from Beastman because it was just a cool little bow bit. They have different quivers that are a bit larger. I think, yeah, perhaps a couple of regiments using 10 guys for archers. Perhaps the good number is 15 when playing Oathmark. I don't know yet. But there's my first 10 bowmen. I've built 30 bow models so I can field 3 regiments of 10 or 2 regiments of 15. But so far I've only painted up for the first 10 for this 1,000 point army. Soup Bone is writing, really like your garage talks. The guests have been great so far. Thank you. And we have a lot of guests lined up for future talks. So there is my unit of elite orc line breakers. This is old Games Workshop Skaven Stormvermin miniatures. I've just cut off their tails and then added the North Star. It can't be right. I need to. This camera should be able to stay sharp here. Come on. Oh, perhaps not. Okay. Too bad. That must be some settings on my camera. But the North Star goblin heads fit really good. They fit well. I've painted them in all red. The other units are a mix of brown, grey, and red. But these are the elite guys. And that's also an expensive regiment. 360 points. A couple of heroes there. A Mantic Games Goblin hero. And my Orc Spellcaster. The Godcaller from Kings of War. I like these models. So this guy actually he's sculpted with a small gut plate and some straps, and he should have bear skin on his stomach, but I hate that look, so I just painted it as one big breastplate instead. So these can be run as different level wizards and a prince or a champion. I haven't actually written up the rules for my kingdom yet because it shouldn't be any problem fielding the units that I have yet. But it's going to be pure orc and goblin territories. Over there, a unit of goblin or orc spearmen. And these guys are a mix of North Star goblins, Lord of the Rings goblins, and I think there's even a few Dungeon Saga guys in there. And I've made sure that they all have different shields. Most of them have different heads. I've added some spears from my bit box as well. Bigger banner. So they are as different as possible. Even did some conversions on some of the monopose Lord of the Rings guys. Like, let's see, where are they? These two guys here. That's the same model. but they have different spears and different shields. And then I've made sure to mix the brown, gray, and red on those orc spearmen or goblin spearmen, depending on how many points we're using. Over there, a small unit of hand weapon and shield goblin or orc fighters. So the initial unit here is mostly Lord of the Rings models, but I've also been doing some Oathmark goblins in there. This unit going to be expanded into 20. I'm gonna paint up 20 guys for all of them. Wolf Rider Scouts. I like the models. I like the wolves. I've added a Flagellant banner from Warhammer as a back banner. Perfect bit. I would have loved for the sculpting on the wolves to be a bit different. I think this connection line here should have been avoided, either making the wolf head a separate bit or sculpting it differently so the entire head was on one side of the wolf and then the other side of the wolf, and then the connection line could have been here around the neck instead. But they're pretty cool, and these are the scouts that are armed with bows. I've added bowstrings to all of these guys. I always do. And then to finish it off so far is a troll, and he's a troll from Dungeon Saga. And I have two of these guys, and the other one has been converted, has these arms changed for another pose, and another head, and another club to make them look a bit different. And then I need to find a third troll as well. So that's the Oathmark army so far, and if I run them all as orcs, there's 1,000 points without the heroes, and if they are run as goblins, there is 860 points without the heroes. So making the prince, the goblin hero here, a king or a prince, and this a high level wizard, and then they're pretty much up there, just over 1,000 points here from the start. I've built a lot of dudes for this army during PatmoCon. I've built 20 hand weapon and shield orcs. I have the 30 archers. I've built 10 wolf riders without bows. The other troll. Then I've made a lot of goblin slaves from old Skaven plague monks. And then I've made as well. I have some old Mantic orcs that I've converted. So lots of different units. Is 1,000 points the regular game size? No, it is not. That's the minimum game size. What you need to play, I can't remember here. I think 2,400 points is around the suggested size of points for a battle of Oathmark. So 1,000 points is a small army. I've gone for this one, this size, because it has to be. I have to paint in chunks, and I'll paint up 500 points next. But an army like this one, I was going for 1,000 points and some different stuff to move around. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, 6 units with the troll, and that Joseph McCullough said that that's the minimum you need to get a feel of the game. You need 6 units to move around the table while playing, and then you can scale up from there. So, and using goblins, that's possible. Perhaps the line breakers will be a smaller regiment if I have to get in, and the spearmen as well to get within 1,000 points with 2 heroes. But that will the army is made to get a feel of. There's 2 shooting units, a fast cavalry unit that can also smash in melee combat, a spellcaster, a bigger monster, and you get the chance to have the hero and the hero dice. for 1,000 points. So you can feel all the mechanics in the game. So it's made as a demo army, really. I can't remember here where it says so in the book, but somewhere it's suggesting how many points you should go for in the in a battle. I think it's 2,400 points is the suggested size for a normal battle, and then it scales up from there. Yeah, thanks for checking out the army. I'll do another quick video when I've painted up more guys. I plan to use my Oathmark army as enemies for Night Watch. I'm gonna play a Night Watch campaign for that's Patrick Todorov's new solo co-op action RPG, and that calls for D6, D8, and D10 enemies like Hardwired. So I plan on using these regular orcs as the D6 units and these guys as the 8 units, the heavy armored mindbreakers, and then use the trolls and the wolf riders as D10 enemies. And I'll then paint up some more guys. That's another way to motivate me so that the orcs will see use in other stuff. I think I'll try to point out my current Minas Tirith army. It's written in the chat. Yeah, do that. It should be pretty easy if you have another mass battle or just mix match units, really, because you can use any kinds of units playing Oathmark. Because you can just make a kingdom that will let you use whatever fantasy miniatures you have. Even if you have a hard time filling out with rank and file, just put a dragon or a giant in there and you're pretty much set for a lot of points. I also have catapults and a giant for the orc army. I'm looking forward to expanding it bit by bit, but there's always so many games to check out and paint something new for. So thanks for watching. That was all that was planned for this video right here. See you around.